America is one of the most powerful countries in the world, with huge land, strong military, famous universities, big companies, and great influence. But power alone does not mean perfection. Singapore is a small country with no natural resources, no large land, and no big population, yet it consistently performs better than many large nations in daily life quality, safety, efficiency, and trust. There are many things America could honestly learn from Singapore, not in theory but in real practice that works every single day. The first thing America could learn from Singapore is how to run a clean and efficient government. In Singapore, corruption is extremely low. Officials are paid well, but in return they are watched closely. If someone in power is caught abusing money or position, punishment is fast and serious, no matter how high their rank is. In America, corruption cases can drag on for years, and many powerful people escape real consequences. Singapore shows that when rules apply equally to everyone, public trust grows. People feel confident that taxes are not being wasted, and decisions are made for the country, not for personal gain. Another major lesson is long-term planning. Singapore plans decades ahead. Housing, transport, water, energy, education, and healthcare are all designed with future needs in mind. America often changes direction every few years depending on elections. Projects are started, stopped, and restarted, wasting time and money. Singapore proves that stable long-term planning creates better results. Even if leaders change, the national vision stays consistent. America could benefit greatly from reducing political fighting and focusing more on shared long-term goals. Public housing is another powerful lesson. In Singapore, more than 80% of citizens live in government-built homes. These homes are clean, safe, affordable, and close to schools, transport, parks, and shops. Owning a home is realistic for the middle class. In America, housing has become a crisis. Rent is extremely high, home prices are unreachable for many young people, and homelessness is visible in many major cities. Singapore shows that when housing is treated as essential infrastructure instead of a profit-only market, society becomes more stable and equal. Transportation is another area where Singapore clearly succeeds. Public transport is reliable, clean, safe, and efficient. Trains and buses arrive on time. People from all income levels use them proudly. Roads are less congested because car ownership is controlled smartly, not banned but managed. In America, many cities depend almost completely on cars. Traffic is heavy, public transport is underfunded, and commuting wastes hours every day. Singapore teaches that investing heavily in public transport improves productivity, reduces pollution, and improves mental health. Healthcare is another lesson. Singapore does not rely only on government or only on private systems. It uses a balanced approach where citizens save for healthcare, government supports the poor, and hospitals compete on efficiency. Costs are controlled, and outcomes are strong. In America, healthcare is extremely expensive, confusing, and stressful. Many people avoid treatment because of cost. Singapore proves that healthcare can be affordable, high quality, and sustainable at the same time if designed carefully. Education is also an important area. Singapore focuses on strong basics like math, science, and problem solving. Teachers are respected, trained well, and paid competitively. Schools are disciplined but supportive. Students learn responsibility and effort from a young age. America has excellent universities, but basic education quality varies greatly by area. Some schools perform very well, while others struggle badly. Singapore shows that when education quality is consistent nationwide, inequality reduces and talent grows everywhere, not just in rich neighborhoods. Law and order is another lesson. Singapore is one of the safest countries in the world. Crime is very low. People feel safe walking at night. Laws are clear, and enforcement is strict but predictable. In America, crime rates vary widely, and many cities struggle with violence, theft, and drug problems. Singapore demonstrates that safety is not just about policing but about strong laws, fast justice, social stability, and prevention. Cleanliness and civic responsibility are also important. Singapore is famous for being clean, but this did not happen by accident. Laws are enforced, fines are real, and people are taught from childhood to respect public spaces. In America, many public areas suffer from litter, vandalism, and neglect. Singapore shows that when citizens respect shared spaces, cities become more pleasant and healthier. Another lesson is immigration control. Singapore welcomes skilled immigrants, investors, and talent, but it manages numbers carefully. Rules are clear, and integration is expected. In America, immigration is a highly emotional and political issue, often unmanaged and inconsistent. Singapore proves that immigration can be beneficial when done with planning, fairness, and clarity. Economic focus is another area. Singapore makes it easy to do business. Regulations are clear, taxes are competitive, and systems are fast. Starting a company is simple. This attracts global businesses and creates jobs. America still has a strong business environment, but bureaucracy, complex regulations, and slow processes can discourage innovation. Singapore teaches that efficiency attracts investment. Digital government is another big lesson. In Singapore, many services are digital, fast, and user-friendly. Paying taxes, renewing documents, accessing services, and reporting issues can be done online easily. In America, many government systems are outdated, slow, and confusing. Singapore proves that modern digital systems save time, money, and frustration. Water management is another powerful example. Singapore has almost no natural water resources, yet it has secured its water future through recycling, desalination, and smart management. America has abundant water in many regions but still faces shortages, waste, and infrastructure problems. Singapore shows that scarcity can be solved with innovation and discipline. Social trust is another lesson. In Singapore, people generally trust institutions, rules, and each other. This reduces conflict and stress. In America, trust in government, media, and institutions has declined. Singapore shows that trust is built through fairness, transparency, and results, not words. National unity is also important. Singapore is multiracial and multireligious, yet social harmony is protected strongly. Laws prevent hate speech and division. Differences are respected, but unity comes first. America celebrates freedom of speech, but sometimes this leads to deep division and hostility. Singapore demonstrates that harmony must be actively protected to keep society stable. Leadership style is another key lesson. Singapore leaders are often technocrats, chosen for ability, education, and performance. Decisions are data-driven, not emotional. In America, popularity and media presence often matter more than competence. Singapore shows that skilled leadership produces better outcomes. Fiscal discipline is also important. Singapore saves money during good times and spends carefully. Debt is controlled. America carries massive debt and often delays tough financial decisions. Singapore teaches that financial discipline protects future generations. Urban planning is another example. Singapore designs cities for people, not just cars or profits. Green spaces, parks, walkways, and community areas are everywhere. American cities often prioritize cars and private development over livability. Singapore shows that smart urban design improves happiness. Respect for rules is another lesson. In Singapore, rules are followed because they are enforced fairly and consistently. In America, rules are sometimes ignored because enforcement feels uneven. Singapore proves that fairness increases compliance. Meritocracy is another important idea. In Singapore, effort and ability matter greatly. While not perfect, the system rewards performance more consistently. America believes in opportunity, but inequality can block real access. Singapore shows that merit-based systems must be actively protected. Public safety during emergencies is another lesson. Singapore responds quickly and clearly to crises, whether health, security, or infrastructure. Communication is direct and coordinated. America sometimes struggles with slow or conflicting responses. Singapore demonstrates the value of preparedness. National pride through responsibility is also important. Singaporeans are proud not just of success, but of order, discipline, and contribution. In America, pride often focuses on freedom alone. Singapore shows that responsibility and freedom must balance each other. Efficiency culture is another key difference. In Singapore, wasting time, money, or resources is socially discouraged. In America, inefficiency is often accepted as normal. Singapore proves that efficiency improves life quality. Public-private cooperation is another lesson. Singapore aligns business goals with national goals. America sometimes sees conflict between profit and public good. Singapore shows they can work together. Finally, humility is the biggest lesson. Singapore constantly learns from others and improves. America sometimes assumes it already knows best. Singapore proves that even the best systems must keep learning. America does not need to copy Singapore exactly. The countries are very different in size, history, and culture. But Singapore's success is real and measurable. It shows that discipline, planning, fairness, and efficiency can create a high-quality life even without natural advantages. If America adopted even some of these lessons seriously, everyday life for millions of people could improve in safety, affordability, trust, and opportunity. This is not about politics. It is about results. Singapore delivers results. That is the truth America can learn from.